Standard 1, learner development. 1B stands out to me. That's something that I take into account a lot when creating lessons and looking at how students are working through assignments and looking back at formative and summative assessments as well, to look at their strengths and interests, and so that those that need the extra help are getting it, and those that need the extension are also getting it as well. I think it's super important that those get that. And then I also want to talk about how I can improve on this, and that the teacher understands the role of language and culture in learning and knows how to modify instruction. Right now, my base population is basically mainly special education, but since I do have a high population of English language learners, bringing that into an online school world is something that is a challenge for me still. So I would like to work on that some more. And then moving to Standard 2, which is learning differences. 2C comes out to me, designs instruction to build on learners' prior knowledge and experiences. When we were talking about linear functions, I tried to bring in their prior learning experience in 7th grade of learning about the line of proportion, which is y equals kx, which relates to linear functions of y equals mx plus b. For Standard 3, learning environments, if we look at 3G, the teacher promotes responsible learner use of interactive technologies to extend the possibilities of learning locally and globally. This has been a big one this year, especially since we're doing so many online assignments, and then we have kids online on Zoom and in the classroom at the same time, trying to make that feel as one. It's definitely a challenge, and I hope to create a more welcoming learning environment. I did a Google form with my students to see how they were feeling about class and everything, and some of the online students had put concerns of getting more help, and I'm trying to make sure that pull to go to the in-person kids isn't as much, even though it's very hard to resist that. And then content knowledge, the teacher effectively uses multiple representation explanations that capture key ideas in the discipline, guide learners through learning progressions, and promote each learner's achievement of content standards. For this one, especially when we did like polynomials and stuff, we try to use like visuals as well as the algebraic way so that they can make the connection there, and it allows them to have multiple ways to understand the content. Application of content. The teacher engages learners in applying content knowledge to real-world problems through the lens of interdisciplinary themes. Since my school is an IB school, we do multiple assignments, and they had to create a wiki page for the algebra unit that others could use in order to study for it. And that was one of their whole unit tasks for IB. We also like to bring in pattern tasks so they can see patterns, and the patterns that they see in those tasks would be happening throughout their world as well. And then assessment. The teacher understands use multiple methods of assessment to engage learners in their own growth, to monitor learner progress, and to guide the teacher's learning and decision making. So I try to do a lot of formative assessments during their work time, such as like thumbs up, thumbs down, and also like more of a formal formative where they're actually creating a response to an answer, and I'm looking to see where they are on that scale for that skill, and as well as the positive impact of descriptive feedback for learners. And recently, Caitlin's actually been teaching me the Desmos feedback, and it's come in a lot of handy because for those students who are higher learners and get through the work faster and rely on me telling them if they did it right or wrong, it automatically gives them that feedback, and I'm able to work with those that are struggling more to give them the feedback that will help push them to that developing and proficient thinking. Standard 7, planning for instruction. The teacher plans instruction that supports every student in meeting rigorous learning goals by drawing upon knowledge of content areas, curriculum, cross-disciplinary skills, pedagogy, as well as knowledge of learners in the community. I think we do a lot of this in our planning, and then we also do it collaboratively as a team. I would like to see myself grow in this area, specifically working with lower level students and making individual plans with them, almost having like one-on-one meetings and trying to figure out the time for that and how the best they learn and the way that I can help them there. Standard 8, instructional strategies. So 8G really sticks out to me. The student teacher engages learners in using a range of learning skills and technology tools. So obviously this year is big on technology, and that's the main thing we're using. So they've gotten really into the Desmos activities, especially when they have more of the interactive ones, and using those as strategies, as well as some of the strategies we learned over the summer from the literacy and content areas class, such as the KWL strategy and things like that. I've tried to incorporate in class more so that students are getting that literacy piece as well. Professional learning and ethical practice. The teacher engages in meaningful, appropriate professional learning experience aligned with his or her own needs and the needs of learners, school, and system. Obviously, the grad program would be one of these, and then also I try to go to as many of the county-led professional developments. Also, I have been reading a few books in order to provoke my thinking about certain area topics, especially in the leadership realm and that area of thinking. And then the last one, leadership and collaboration. The teacher engages in collaboratively in the school-wide effort to build a shared vision and supportive culture, identify common goals, and monitor and evaluate progress towards those goals. I'm a team leader. I'm also the 8th grade level chair, and I also am trying to lead the algebra team to be more innovative and more varying on the work we're giving and things like that. So trying to make that movement from the classic math classroom to more innovative is a big thing that I'm trying to work with them on.